Right, so I'm going to talk about Microsoft Translator. So what I'm going to do in the presentation is I'm going to talk through how you find Microsoft Translator, where you get that app from, then how you download it and how you start to use it. And then I'm going to start also talking about the different ways that you can use it in an educational setting. So in brief, the flowchart here just shows that you go to your Play Store where you get your apps from. You search for that Microsoft Translator icon. You then install it, and then you can literally start to use it straight away. So you can tap onto the mic and you can start talking. And you can select the chosen languages you want to use. There are over 70, and you can start words and phrases and translating those. Okay, I'm going to talk you through it in a little bit more detail. So the first bit is us actually accessing the app. So we're going to go to the App Store. So depending on what kind of device you use, you will need to go to the App Store that you usually go to. And this is a free app to download. You can put this onto your mobile phone, which is really nice and easy. You can put it onto a laptop, a tablet, an iPad. So you can already see the different ways that you can use this in the classroom. So what you need to do is search for the Microsoft Translator app, and it looks like this. It's that green icon. And then, as you normally would, you just pull that down. It's free and you can start to use it straight away. So when the app opens up, you will see this hello screen, and in the center is that microphone, which you just tap and you can start talking. And straight away you can start saying words or phrases, and it will translate into your chosen language. So you can see when you look at the bottom of that screen where the arrows are, the different languages that you can choose to use. So I've selected English into Spanish, and there are, as I said, over 70 different languages. So you can see how this can really help if language is a barrier in the classroom or in some of your meetings with colleagues. This can really help us break down those barriers. Okay. So thinking about the different ways we can use it then. So Microsoft Translator app can be used within your teaching in the classroom. So when you're doing live teaching and presentations, it can be used in those one-to-one parent-teacher meetings or conversations with pupils. You can use it within study groups and some of the different Microsoft applications that we have. In particular, though, it's those one-to-one conversations that I'm going to explore a little bit more with you now, so we can think about how we can break those barriers down and ensure that everybody is getting their voice heard. So what I was going to do is just talk you through how you could use this, and I'm using a mobile phone as the example here. So how we would actually pull this down onto a mobile phone and then use it to have a live conversation between a teacher and a parent. So first thing you do is, because you've already got that app out of your app store, you would just launch the app, and both the parent and the teacher need to launch the app onto their phone, and then we'll just go through the very simple steps to set it up. So on the teacher's phone, when you first open up the app, you'll see that first hello screen, and then there's the icon where there are two people having a conversation. And what we'll do is we'll click onto that, and then you see a screen that's split in two. At the top of the screen, it's got join conversation, and at the bottom of the screen, it's that start conversation. Now, because the teacher is leading this conversation and initiating it, we're going to get them to select start. Once they've selected start, you then go in and pop your name in, and you select the language that you want to be using as the teacher. Once you've done that, it will start initializing the conversation, and it produces a QR code. And what we need is to use that code, give that to the parent or the pupil, or whoever you want to have in that conversation. You can give it to more than one, and they can then join the conversation. So you need to hang on to that code. So now the teacher's phone is all ready to use. So what we just need to do now is set up the parent's phone. So again, the parent will launch the app. They'll go and find that hello screen where you've got the two people having the conversation again. So they're going to tap that, and you get that same screen coming up with join conversation at the top and start conversation at the bottom. This time, because they're going to join the conversation that the teacher has initiated, they take that 5-digit code and just pop that into the top section and click join. They then get that join conversation where they put the code in, and you then need to put in the name and the language that they would like to use. So in this instance, you can see there are lots of language, over 70 different languages that people can pick to use. And for this conversation, we have used Chinese. So on the next screen, you can see that the conversation is starting and that Amanda is, her phone is ready to use now. So we've got teacher and parent ready. So here we have that live conversation. So the teacher is speaking English and that is being translated in live time to Chinese. So Amanda, the parent, can hear the conversation in her language and she can also see it, and the same with the teacher. So it's really good for ensuring that it supports a whole range of abilities and thinking about supporting people when they might need a little bit of assistance with spoken word or with written word. So it's really inclusive. And the conversation is a live, it's a free-flowing conversation. So it's a really nice way to communicate. So thinking about what Microsoft Translator works in already, so we in schools are very familiar with many of these different applications, and Microsoft Translator is already embedded in these. So within Word you can use this. Within PowerPoint you can use live captioning. So if you have a mic, you can be talking in the classroom and what you're saying can be translated into different languages. And if you have many different languages in the room, it can be done to all those different languages. It's a really, really powerful tool. You can use it within OneNote as well, an immersive reader as well, where you've got all the different languages that you can use. And then a nice nifty little tool as well, with that Translator app, you can actually take photos of images and translate the words within that too. So there are lots of different ways that you can apply this. So thinking about, as a teacher, how can I use this in the classroom? So you can translate your lessons in live time. So in the room, you can have many different languages and you can set it up so it's translating to people in their own language, so ensuring that everybody can access the education. It's great to have in one-to-one or small group conversations, so when you're talking to pupils or parents, to get that free-flowing conversation. This is a tool that can also support you when you're doing public events in school, so assemblies or parents' evenings or information evenings. And again, if you think about an information evening, you may have many different languages. You can actually set this up so that people can access in their chosen language. So it's a really supportive tool. And another way to use it is in those professional meetings that we often have in schools, where again language could be a barrier. So at the beginning of that professional meeting, the different agencies, the different individuals involved can actually set up do that very quick process of generating that code so that everybody on their device, whether they have a mobile phone or a laptop or a tablet, you can actually have that free-flowing conversation. And again, that ensures that everybody's views and voices are heard. So it's a really powerful tool. Yes, so Yogi is a Senko in a Birmingham school, and we were looking at this app together, weren't we? And I was showing you the potential for it. So what do you think, Yogi?
Okay, sorry, apologies, I'll start again. So yes, I've tried the app. I tried it in my own home language, which is Gujarati, and I thought, let's see if the words are sort of correct, or if they come out the right way. And it was absolutely spot on. It was really, really useful. And then that got me really thinking about ways that I could possibly use it in the school myself. So, I was sort of thinking about sort of Senko meetings, any statutory meetings that I have around EHCP review meetings, where language is a real barrier for a lot of our parents. Again, there's no oh, I didn't understand what you were saying in the meeting and I've agreed to something. So there's no hiding behind anything. It's very, very transparent, a very open meeting. I can also use it in my Senko review meetings as well, where we talk about targets and next steps for children. Again, induction meetings, where we have a lot of EAL children coming into the school who are new, and we want to talk about the uniform, dinner money, all the essentials, the school day, what time you start, things like that. So there are lots and lots of different ways that we could actually use the app, and I thought, what a brilliant way of communicating. I particularly like the way that you just download the app onto your smartphone, and you can have that two-way conversation instantly. The fact that you can translate into whatever language that you want. And also I thought about presentation. So last year the school got the Wellbeing Award, and that was really useful. And again, in the current climate where, you know, mental health and well-being is sort of out there, I thought I could do parent presentations and I don't have to worry about, oh, this parent didn't quite get the message or didn't really understand what I was saying. You know, it's just an app that everybody can sort of download and use straight away as well. Again, we're using the Oak Academy online, which is the government tool for sort of teaching and homeschool learning. So the teachers at school, children that we've received back this week from reception year 1 and year 6, we've got 2 children who are EAL, and the teacher is delivering the Oak Academy lessons. Now, what a great way she can actually get that child to follow exactly what's being taught using the Translator app. So I think it's absolutely fantastic. And, you know, I've thought of lots of different ways of how I could use it. I've made a list and I've come out with at least 30 things where I would use the Translator app. Fantastic.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Yogi.